Good evening and welcome to Love Angels Light TV. We are welcoming back AJ from Conjurup Food, launching on the 10th of July, apparently. Hi, AJ.
New website.
New website's launching. That's awesome.
So
That's very exciting.
yeah.
So we've had you on about a month ago, and we talked all about how food can nourish our body, mind, spirit, all of that stuff, and it makes for a better connection with spirit. What are we doing tonight?
Well, I thought we'd up it just a little bit and do some cooking. Because I want to show you how easy it is to put something fabulous on the plate with very little effort. And once you do that and you eat in a healthy way with no additives, no preservatives, you'll feel better and, you know, your life will be better.
Exactly.
So
the whole reason I love having you here to talk to us about this sort of thing is because if we're eating properly, our body is in alignment and we can connect with spirit better. Hi, Lindsay. And that's why I love having you here, because you can talk to us about all the healthy things and all the wonderful things that food can do for us. So can you just refresh everyone, what do you do and what do you love about what you do?
Well, I work in food and I love everything about food. I'm a spice maker, which is my specialty. I have a particular palate, which not many people have. So my taste of things is very enhanced, you might say. So that would be my gift. And so I can put flavors together very, very well. And I just love doing it. And I also go out to restaurants, I review them, and I work with chefs doing various things. And so it's good. And I write articles and stuff like that.
And put delicious recipes in magazines. Tell me.
Yeah, I do.
Yes. That curry recipe the last time was delicious.
Oh, right. That was in Shine Your Light.
Shine Your Light magazine, that's right. I actually threw some of that basic curry powder into a coconut apricot chicken, and so good.
Oh, nice. And the other thing I was going to say is that with the that magazine, if anyone's got that, it's got a lovely recipe for Brussels sprouts in it. You know how I talked about it?
Yes, I remember that. Every time I come live, I forget that my magazine is on my table out in the other room, so I can't show it.
Oh, that's
yes,
okay.
Shine Your Light magazine.
So what I thought we'd do is we talk about what I'm going to cook, because it's like it can be a vegetarian dish, or it can be vegetarian. Oh, no. Hold the phone. No, vegetarian. Can't be vegan. Sorry. Oh, you could do it with tofu. But I think it's better with the halloumi. Halloumi's a very, it's like a solid cheese. And you can slice it and then you can grill it. It's called halloumi in Lebanon. In Greece, it's called saganaki. And it's a really, really, saganaki cheese. And quite often you'll go to a Greek restaurant and they'll have it on the menu and that's what you're eating. It's a very similar cheese. So with it, what you would do is, I'll just show you. You would just put it into slices. So slice it so sometimes it'll fall apart, the slices like that, and sometimes it'll come apart, but that's okay because it grills either way. So I'm just going to slice up this block because what I want to do is I want to do a little marinade with it. Again, using everything healthy. So what I think I'll do is, into a bowl, I think I will put maybe, here's some garlic. If you can grind it yourself,
Yeah.
you might have a mortar and pestle, or you might have just like a little Magimix thing, or you might have, you might just pound it with a knife, because that'll work too. So if I put some of that in there, and I put a little bit of olive oil, and I put, when you're dealing with pepper, if you can get a coarse ground pepper like this, it's really useful. Put some of that in the olive oil. Just so you know, beside my stove, I have these pots. One's got salt, one's got black pepper. And I find that really useful when I'm cooking, because I literally just take handfuls of it. So I would sort of just mix that up. And you don't need very much because you're not doing a lot. And then probably, I always keep lots of herbs nice and handy. So I think I'd probably put a little bit of parsley in here, because parsley is good with everything. Just chop it, just chop it. You can do that with a knife or scissors.
Yeah.
Do it finely. And ouch, finger. And also the other one that's a great staple to have is the basil. With basil, if you're growing basil, see how with the basil, this is just an aside and nothing relevant at all, but with you can see there are two little leaves here. If you pinch that from the middle, another two will grow out. Whereas if you just take that from the top, it's good, because if you want your plant to really bush up, that's what you should do.
That's really a very good tip.
Yeah, well, it's good because basil, mind you, with basil, you either get a good plant or a bad one.
Yes.
And also, if you put the leaves together like that and you roll them like a cigar, I guess, and then you chop them, that's called chiffonade, and it's a very easy way to get a very fine chop. Anyway, never mind really, but it's just a good way to get some nice herbs into what you're eating. I also will probably use herbs in the salad that I make.
Yes.
So I'm just going to maybe we'll put a lemon in as well, because I've got some lemons. And this is the thing, when you are doing cooking like this, if you think you want to try something, just try it. It's not brain surgery. If you stuff it up, it doesn't matter. Don't do it next time. So I've
That's
just
how I
half
ended
a
up with
lemon
curry.
in there. Pardon me?
That's how I ended up with your basic curry powder in my apricot chicken.
Yeah, exactly. Now, it looks like that. There's not a lot of it, as you can see. Yeah. So I've just mixed that up. And we'll just put this cheese in there. Do a little bit of a mix around. Get a bit of flavour onto it. It's very nice on its own. You don't need to add, you might have noticed I didn't add salt. You don't need to add salt because the cheese is salty.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to let that sit in there for a minute. Now, what this is what they call jamón, which is just ham in Spanish, really. And with that ham, I'm going to put that in a pan and crunch it up and then put it through the salad. Because with this is going to be a dish where you've got halloumi and salad. So what we need to do is make it interesting, not only with flavour, but with texture and with colour.
Yes.
So I will just put this on the pan. We'll come back to the pan later. We could be having a bad night if we can't get the stove started. Oh, there we go. All right. Now this is important. Can you maybe turn this? Bryce, my cameraman. So if you can... Oh.
There we go.
It's not as, sorry, just excuse me. Yeah, there we go. So see how I'm, oh, sugar. Sorry. No, it's all right. It's okay. I tripped over the tripod.
Oh, no.
That's outstanding by anybody's standards, really. There we go. That's what happens when you do live things. Anyway, so
this is true.
Whenever you're doing anything in a pan, never have it on full bore, because you really don't, you'll regret doing that. So with that, I'm just going to put a bit of olive oil. And by the way, even though I'm a foodie, even though I sort of review food, the Aldi olive oil is from very, very good suppliers. And I know this because I know the girl who runs the olive oil centre. It is as good an olive oil as you're going to get for the price. Now, with that, olive oil, the fresher it is, the better it is. So it's kind of the opposite of wine. That's really going to fall, Bryce, I think. Just watch it if you wouldn't mind. Thanks. So the oils, it's a bit wobbly tonight. The oil is on the pan. So you'll also get, from the fat that's in this hamon, we're also going to get a really lovely flavour. And again, this is not special. It is not extraordinarily expensive. I'm just going to probably use, I don't know, maybe three pieces.
Okay.
And it's a really, really lovely, it's fine. The quality's fine. Okay. So we're going to leave those there and go back to doing other stuff. And when that's cooked, what I think we'll do is also, yeah, I'll come back over here now. What I think we'll do also is brown some pine nuts. I think the gooseneck. Sorry, I'm having trouble with this. It's a while since I've done this, Eileen. There we go.
That's all good.
That gooseneck moves. Just keep moving your cheese around so that it gets covered. Now, as far as salads, the important thing is colour. Colour, texture, and flavour. So the thing that I find makes the salad the best of all is the dressing. So I'm going to do that now because we've got time to do it. So I only use, there's not a lot that I use. I use olive oil. Olive oil's good. There's just nothing wrong with it. And you can make yourself a big batch of this. Yes. Generally, you would use 2/3 olive oil, 1/3 vinegar. I'm using a balsamic vinegar. Again, Aldi. I find their products are really good and they're well priced. I would put a pinch of pepper, pinch of salt. I've also put in probably, a teaspoon of garlic and just And this is the thing that makes salad dressing absolutely delicious. Just a tiny, tiny bit of sugar, maybe a teaspoon. It's a good knack. And if you want, if I wanted, I could use the other half of the, if I wanted, I could use the other half of the lemon, but I don't think I'd be bothered.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, see how when you look at this, see how it's quite sort of, it's got a viscosity to it, a thickness to it. That just comes from having the right portion of olive oil to vinegar. And it's a very simple dressing, but it's very good. You want to taste? Go on, taste. He's going to taste as well. Makes a difference. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to bring the pan to you. That's going to be easier. See how the hamon has started to shrivel up a bit?
Yes.
From what it looked like originally. So, where are we? I'm not moving it at this point. So it looked like this to start with, and now it's all bubbly and starting to fry up. So, right. So what I would do, I'm looking for them. I knew I'd forget something. Okay, so I'd probably turn that over, and you can see that it's starting to crunch up now when you've turned it over in particular. Yeah. And I think now I'll probably throw in the pine nuts. Now, does anyone have any questions about anything?
We haven't had any questions asked yet. We do have a few people watching.
Okay. So pine nuts are gorgeous little things, and they're lovely. They're lovely raw, or they're nicer toasted when you're putting them into a salad, because then they've got a bit more crunch, a bit more. And all it does is it deepens the flavour.
Awesome.
And what I do, I haven't done it here, but quite often what I'll do is I'll get a whole packet when I find them on special, and then I'll roast that packet. And usually I dry roast them if I'm using these tonight. But if you're not, put them in a pan and dry roast them. Keep them in a jar and just throw some in salad when you want them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Very, very easy. And they're starting to brown up immediately because there's a bit of that fat in there. So, and what you want to end up with is just some browned, crunchy, nice bits of yumminess, really.
Yes.
I'll put them on a plate and you can have a bit of a look at that.
Huh.
I was going to say to you, Eileen, if somebody's got something that they really want to know about, or they want to cook, or they want cooked for them, or whatever, they should just tell you, because I'm quite open to doing stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
The thing is that what I reckon is good is if we're in a position where they can learn more about just combining things that they mightn't necessarily think about combining.
Yeah, definitely. Sophia would like to know what to replace ham with, being a vegetarian.
Is she vegetarian?
Yes.
Okay, she's vegetarian. Just get some bacon, which is the vegetarian form of bacon.
The bacon?
Because that should, hey?
Did you say bacon?
I said bacon.
Excellent.
It's like bacon, but faken, because it's not bacon. It's a fake bacon.
That's awesome.
I know.
And
Awesome if
Daryl
you don't
would
eat
like to
bacon.
know, would a smoked
Yes.
pineapple vinegar work well for this salad?
In my salad dressing, smoked pineapple vinegar works well with anything. And what I probably would have done if I had some, which I did and I forgot about, but I will remember for next time, is I probably would have done in the dressing, instead of the lemon, I quite possibly would have done the smoked pineapple, because it would work. It would work very well. So
Awesome.
what I'm going to do is with that Serrano ham, that Spanish ham, I'm going to put it on some paper towel because there's a bit of fat in there. And although fat is flavour, you actually want it not to have the fat on it because you want it to dry. See how that's all crunchy?
Yes.
I could probably have cooked more, but it's okay. It'll be nice. So I'll put it there and then I'll flip it over and try and get the fat off it. You can hear it.
Yeah, that's
Crunchier
right.
than it looks. Because you don't want it to burn. Now, in this yumminess of a pan, I am going to put the, on the lowest flame I can, because the pan's quite hot.
You know,
Because
I've already
the
had
pan's
dinner,
hot.
but that looks delicious already.
Look, it will be delicious, and it all comes down to also, I'm just going to have a crack and try not to break everything. There we are. Okay, all good. Now, you can see this pan. You can see that it's on a very low heat.
Yeah.
You don't have gas, just, you can hear that going in the pan. And I know everybody uses tongs, but I'm a bit of a thick girl. Doesn't sound right now it's come out of my mouth. Never mind.
Fingers were made before tongs.
Pardon me?
Fingers were made before tongs.
Yum. And see how I've got the dressing or the marinade? I'll just throw that in too. And then I've got another pot to clean. But that's okay. Okay. So we know that's on the low heat. If I could get it lower, I would. Oh, and I can. There we go. All right. So we'll just go over here now. That kind of fall off. I promised before. Oh, look, this is good because you don't need to see me. You can just see how thick that dressing is. It's really viscous. It's like honey.
That looks really good.
Texture to dressing. Now,
oh, you've muted.
bloody. Ah, am I back now?
Yes, all good now.
Okay, well, isn't that good? Now I've done something to the screen. Oh, there we are. Gosh. See how those, it's pretty hard with the lights in here, isn't it? We'll have to work on a few things.
Yes.
Can you see how brown they are, the nuts?
Not really. There's a lot of glare on the plate, but that's okay. You could almost see it better when it was on the. So when it's on the bench, we can see it perfectly.
Oh, all right then. Oh, look at that. Nutty brown.
Yes.
Okay. So, cucumber. So I'm going to use a whole cucumber in the salad because I just like it. Now, you can do whatever you like. One trick that's quite fun is if you take a fork, and you go straight down the edges of the...
Yeah. My mum used to do that.
It's a really old-fashioned thing, but it really makes it quite cute in the salad.
Yes.
I think my grandmother used to do it, actually. Okay, so what happens is that when you cut, you end up with, it's kind of like got a little pattern on it.
Yes.
Now you can use any cucumbers. I like the old-fashioned ones, but it's not that common that you come across them now.
Yeah.
Everything seems to be a Lebanese or a Telegraph or something like that, which is fine. So this is the salad. While I've been doing that, this is what should happen to your cheese. Can you see how that's sort of starting to melt? So that when you pick it up, it's almost soft.
Yeah.
But it's not burnt.
Yum. It's been far too long.
Okay.
I don't eat dairy, so I miss halloumi, actually.
We'll just use tofu or something.
I can't do soy
in
any concentrate.
Oh, you can't do soy. What do you eat?
Oh, look, between the dairy, the gluten, and the soy, not a lot. I can have a bit of soy sauce here and there, but anything too concentrated, it does not work for my gut.
Have you always had a problem gut?
Yes.
Okay. Well, perhaps I should have had a problem gut, but unfortunately I didn't.
I'm not finding it unfortunate at all.
Yeah, so look, it's going to be nice. I probably don't think it needs any more cooking, so I'm just going to leave it there till we do no, I won't, because it'll be in the way, till we do the rest of the salad.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so here we go. So we've got the pine nuts, we've got the cucumber in the salad for colour, capsicum.
Yeah.
You probably, and this is a trick too. Rather than cutting on this side, if you turn it over, you'll find it's a lot easier to cut. I don't know why, but it allows you to get a much finer slice.
I don't know why I never thought about doing it that way.
Sorry?
I don't know why I never thought about doing it that way.
Oh, it's a chef's trick. And I would probably, rather than long ones, I think I'd do small ones for what we're doing. I mean, I could have had all this done, but then the program would have been 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
And don't get in a in a sort of tizzy about, you know, everything being perfect, because it just doesn't matter in the end. It's, as long as it looks appealing and it tastes good, it seriously doesn't matter. Now,
True.
Tomatoes, you could do with the tomatoes, and I always get good tomatoes. I think there's just nothing worse than a bad tomato. I've rejected meals with bad tomatoes. Now, with these, you can either put them in to your salad, or indeed I could have put them in the pan and I could have let them sort of cook a bit and had them on the side. Or you don't have to have tomatoes if you're allergic to them.
Yeah.
I'm just going to use 2. I don't think we need any more. And I find if I cut them in quarters and then halves, you don't have too big a, they're just like pretty little bits of red.
Yes.
So through there, cross there. What else have I got? Oh, yeah. Avocado. If they're not too pricey, do it.
Yeah.
If it's too pricey, can't afford it, don't do it. I'd say if you've got 4 people, use a whole avocado. Or you can always just use, you know, a little. Doesn't matter. It's just an extra texture and creaminess, and you know, it's easy. And then what I do is with the knife, I go in behind it. I cut it. I basically dissect it in there, and I go in behind it, and then throw it in the salad.
Yeah, perfect.
Now, nuts.
Daryl said, could you mash the avo in the dressing?
Okay.
Daryl asked, could you mash the avo in the dressing?
You could make the dressing out of the avocado instead of using olive oil. But I think you'd regret doing that somehow. Now, I get these, but I cut the tops off because I only like the bottom bits of them. Probably 2 is enough for this. Like anything, just pull off the outside bits. Or you could use red onion.
Yes.
Got to get this fixed. Okay, so I'm a big red onion fan, but I'm just going through a bit of a shallot thing at the moment. Some people call them shallots, others call them spring onions.
Yes.
You know, all you want is texture and flavour and colour. And if you get that, you'll have a good salad. It's that simple. I eat salad most days. Now, the next thing we're going to do is see the bacon and how it's all crispy.
Yes.
See how it went in my mouth so easily?
No, I didn't see that. Can you do that? Can you show us that bit again?
Sure. So, see how it was just a bit bubbly? It wasn't outrageously cooked.
Yes.
There we go.
Delicious.
So, given that it's like that, I don't really need to cut it. So, I'm just going to break it in my hands like that. Then I'm going to have really greasy hands. I'll just wipe those off. So that essentially is the salad done. Everything's in there. All you now need to do is get this delicious dressing, throw it over the top, And the knack to getting a perfectly done salad would be to go like this, but I myself like to just get the hands in there.
Oof. Yes.
Turn it over like this. You end up getting something that is really quite yum. You're going to have some, Bryce? Yeah, Bryce is in.
Excellent.
It keeps falling down. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the salad as a base on the plate, and then I'm going to put the cheese on the top, the grilled halloumi or the pan-fried halloumi. And the thing to do, I think, is to get a big piece of it, big mould of it like this, because it's about plating up.
Yeah.
And I'll get another, so I'm going to have some as well. So I've made enough for 2, right? Probably enough for 4, but it's enough for 2. That's what I'm going with.
I like it.
Okay. And the idea would be to get sort of a lovely mould in the middle of the plate. I'm a good cook, but I'm shocking at plating up. Absolutely appalling at it. Okay. Ugh. Dirty hands, sorry. Right, now, with the cheese, it has to be sort of floppy and soft. You know, that's how you want it to be. And one sort of 250 gram thing will actually do 2 people easily.
Yes.
So it's quite dense nutritionally. And then what I would do is I would probably just get a little bit of pepper and do a little bit of pepper over the top.
Yeah.
It's got enough olive oil in the dressing and from cooking. And then the other thing I would do is there we go. I'd cut up some parsley and I'd put that on the top of it. And that, can you see that?
Yes.
Or not?
Yeah, I can see it. It looks
well,
delicious.
It should be delicious, I think. So if you were, if you didn't want to use cheese, you could just have the salad on its own. I'd say beef it up with the, I'll show you the other way you can do this actually. You can just put the salad, you can put the salad and the cheese together in the bowl. Which is another way to do it. And then you get a much more, rather than layering it on the top.
Yeah.
Look, it's whatever suits, really.
That's exactly
right. It's not
right.
more complex than that. And, you know, you'll get a different look, but it's probably a pretty good look, I think. Some people like to put the protein on the top. Others like to have it sort of mixed through.
Yeah.
Either way, It's going to be a very nice salad. And then, trick of all tricks, wipe your plate down. Tidy it up. This is if you want to impress. I usually just want to eat, to be honest with you.
Yes.
But that's just me. Again, you can put the basil over the top. I put parsley over the other one, basil over this one. Do whatever you like, really.
Yeah.
But that folding of it makes it very easy. If you hadn't done an oil-based dressing, like if you did it with the avocado, you could drizzle olive oil over the top of it, which would be nice. But again, I would say to you, a little bit of pepper over the top. It doesn't matter whether it's mixed through or not. Mixed through, not. It just makes it really easy to eat.
Definitely.
And it's tasty and it doesn't take long. I mean, if you're not explaining everything you do, you'll actually have that on the table in about 15 minutes.
That's true. That's very true. I'll just bring myself back
any
up
questions?
on screen.
Does anyone like that kind of food or not like it? Or
I love that kind of food, especially through summer, when I don't want the house to be hot. Excellent. Sophia said she loves red onions cooked with garlic.
Yep. Well,
my husband's a big fan of red onions.
You can do that. You could caramelize onions.
Yum.
If you were a vegetarian, you could caramelize onions with brown sugar and you could caramelize onion with brown sugar and balsamic vinegar, and you could cook it down, and you could just put that through a salad because that's got quite a meaty thing.
Yeah. So Sophia also says, yes, yum, eat salad every day. I pretty much, salad's not just a summertime thing for me either, but particularly through summer, any salad is dangerous to have around me because it'll be gone.
For me, I eat salad every day, and I particularly don't think it's a winter dish, a summer dish. I eat it all year round.
Yeah.
Because depending on what you do with it, it's just really easy.
That's true.
And
that's true.
It ticks all the boxes. You can get so much deliciousness into a salad. So you could, if you were vegetarian or vegan, you could go more with a warm vegetable salad. You know, and when my website launches, I've got great mixes for people. So if they want to get the mix, sprinkle it on pumpkin and stuff, you can do pumpkin salads, you can do anything. You're only limited by your own imagination. And the whole thing is you need not to be fearful. Because you know what? The worst thing that can happen is it doesn't taste that great. And, you know, you learn from that.
That's true.
I will say, though, with spices, if you spice anything, it's really important you never put spices into a really searingly hot pan because they will burn and become very bitter. So that's really important. So questions? No questions?
I haven't. No one's asked questions. What's your number one thing that you would add to pretty much any salad? What's your go-to?
Red onion. You can have just leaves, red onion, and a good dressing, and it's a great salad.
Yeah.
In fact, more often than not, Eileen, I'd probably have a mixed leaf salad, and I didn't put that together. I got it from the supermarket.
Yeah.
Washed, ready to go. I'm busy.
Yes.
I'd probably do that, red onion, bit of avocado, and a good dressing. And I do that in most salads. But cut the red onion really finely.
Yes.
And does everyone know how to cut an onion really finely? I'll show you quickly because we've got time. So
we do have a little bit of time.
Oh gosh, red onion. You need to top and tail it. Go down the onion, take off the out bit. These are nice little sweet little red ones. Then I cut it in half again. And then finally, this is the wrong knife. My other knife's in the dishwasher, sorry. I'll try not to cut my finger, all right? You cut pretty finely along here, not quite to the end. If it's a big onion, you would cut through the middle of it.
Okay.
Because in cutting through the middle, you make it finer. Can you see that? But
yes.
This is a small onion, so you don't need to do it. And you end up with really, really finely diced onion. Can you see that?
Yes.
That's how they get that really fine onion. So that's the trick. They're all tricks.
Yes.
You know, if you want to get fine onion, ask me how. That's how you do it. They're all of these are tricks that people learn when they become chefs. It's all technique.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah. And the other thing, if just say you buy a whole lot of onions and you want to chop them all, you can freeze them. They come back pretty well if you want to cook with them. I wouldn't put them in salad, but if you want to cook with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a really fine dice. It's nice, easy.
That's awesome.
So there you go.
That's really cool. I want your salad.
Yeah, it's not bad. I probably if I was reviewing it, I'd say it had too much dressing.
Oh, there you go.
Probably could have done with half the dressing.
Ah, there you go.
So there we go.
I like a well-dressed salad, though.
My own food. Hey?
I do like a well-dressed salad.
Well, that's just a little too much, I think.
Yeah.
But, you know, in the scheme of things, it tastes pretty good.
Awesome. I just love what I love about salads is how healthy they are and how good you feel after eating a salad in comparison to, say, fast food.
I don't eat fast food.
No.
I would have to be so hungover to eat fast food. And I have one, if there's one fast food for me, it is spicy chicken wings.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's the only fast food I like.
How do you feel after you eat them?
Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful.
Yeah.
Because, as you can see from that, there's nothing in that that's not natural. I just don't use additives or preservatives or anything.
Yeah.
And in my products, I don't either, Eileen. No free-flowing agents, nothing like that.
That's
It's really,
awesome.
really important. Actually, what we might do, if you want to do this again at some stage, we might do a giveaway of products so that people can have a go, whatever I cook with.
That sounds amazing.
So
that sounds really good.
But we'll see how that goes. So yeah,
Yeah, no,
so it's easy. It's easy to cook.
It's easy.
It's not difficult, and you need not fear.
That's true.
Yep.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So I was brought up in the kitchen, so it was never a big issue for me. But someone like my husband, when we first met, he said, "I'm really sorry, sweetie, but I don't know how to cook." I said, "That's okay, you'll learn." So he did.
So what do you like to cook?
I like to cook pretty much anything. And if I don't know something, don't know how to cook something, if I kind of know which meat I'm going to use, but I'm not sure what I want to cook, I'll look up a variety of recipes online and then mix and match to suit what I need.
Well, what I'd recommend is everybody, because, it's not that easy a time at the moment, everybody buy whatever's on special.
That's what I do.
Particularly if you buy seasonally, everything will be cheaper. And with meats and things, buy whatever is on special.
Yes.
And buy better quality, in that buy meat that has had a good life.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And
Daryl's sacred seasoning.
Pardon me?
Daryl likes to cook the sacred seasoned chicken or South African spiced chicken broth.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yes.
Very nice indeed.
That sacred seasoning,
Okay.
Daryl, goes on my eggs when I cook eggs.
Oh, really?
I'm not addicted.
And everyone should be aware we're in the height of truffle season at the moment.
Truffle season.
I don't know whether any of your people like truffles, but it's truffle time.
I had no idea.
You have no idea? A truffle is a little mushroomy type thing. It's black, usually in Australia. In Italy, they have white truffles, but it's got a very umami, earthy tone to it. So if you scrape that over your eggs, it's just takes it to another level.
Awesome. The African spice is yours.
Yeah, it's Northwest African spice, and it's great. It's got about 25 spices in it. So it's a very complex. But anything that I mix in my spices has a very long palate, so you keep getting layers of flavour. So
I will. I'll be in touch.
Yes, I thought you might.
Yes.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that tonight. Right. That's been really good.
Well, I'll have my new. I'm just looking at the angle of my camera. I have my new thing that goes on my tripod. It's just two of the arms fell on, and if you could see it, it's held on with string. That's why it fell off.
Whatever works. I bought my tripod for my phone for videos and stuff on eBay. The first one I bought, I broke. Apparently it didn't stretch that way.
Pardon me?
Apparently it didn't stretch far enough when I went to open it, and it went boink, break.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No.
That's okay.
This is very good, awesome. But it will fit on the top of my camera tripod, which is what I want.
Yes.
And I've used it successfully, but the arms have snapped on two. And I've been in touch, because you can only get these ones in America, and I've been in touch with him, and he said he'll send me new arms.
Awesome.
So I just need to order them, really.
Awesome. All right. Thank you
And
so much for your
next
time.
time the camera won't fall off. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. That's probably important to not have the camera fall off. Got a good view of your fruit?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right.
Well, thank you so much for your time, your energy, and your information about cooking food that looks amazing.
Not a problem at all.
Why don't we have the technology so that we can smell it while you're cooking it, though?
I've always thought smell-o-vision would be good.
I know, right? Double-sided blade, I think that one. Because you can't hand it through the camera.
If you were just going to bed and then you had all these smells wafting into your house. And then
I know.
You wouldn't be able to sleep because you'd be thinking you wanted to eat. So, yeah.
Sophia says you're amazing.
Oh, Sophia is very, very sweet.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much. Hey, guys, thank you. Yeah, cooking's fun. I had my calendar around here somewhere, but it's disappeared. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, AJ, for tonight. I will definitely be in touch to book you in for another evening. We might have to put it in September, unless I've already written you down. I will message you because I know that there's something in my head saying I've written you in.
Yeah. Okay.
Join us next Thursday night, guys, and Friday night for some more awesomeness with Love Angels Light TV. I would tell you who we have on, but I think my calendar has gone walkabout. It could be 3-year-old related. He was in here earlier today.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We will catch you next time.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.